Welcome to Toon Toon. This time we're diving into an incredible journey of building a house, from the ground up to fully standing strong, in just 10 days. All of this was done by Dad Builds a House. Let's follow the process from start to finish. After the foundation is complete, it's time to move on to another crucial stage, the installation of the floor framing. This is where the basic structure of the house starts to take shape. With precision and care, they cut and assemble the wooden beams one by one. Every nail hammered, every board laid down. Each step builds the strong base for a floor that will support the life of a family. Once the floor framing is done, the next step begins, laying the floor on top of the frame. They chose a unique combination, sturdy plywood paired with foam as a protective and cushioning layer. Each sheet is carefully placed, creating a surface that's not only strong but also comfortable. Bit by bit, the floor of this house starts to come alive, as if it's waiting for the little footsteps of the family that will one day call it home. With the floor perfectly in place, they moved on to the next stage, building the walls of the house. Once again, they used a smart combination, plywood as the main structure and foam for insulation and comfort. Sheet by sheet, they assembled the panels, forming partitions that would soon become rooms full of stories. Within hours, the walls stood tall, as if saying, "We're ready to protect what matters most inside." Once the main walls were firmly in place, the focus shifted to the interior of the house. Now it was time to build the framework for the rooms, the places where everyday life would unfold. With careful consideration, they began to divide the space. Some would become bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, and even a cozy corner to relax. Beam by beam, they assembled the structure, creating boundaries that would not only separate the rooms, but also hold countless memories to come. After the room framework was complete, they moved upward, building the ceiling of the house. Just like in the previous stages, they relied on their trusted combo, sturdy plywood and functional foam. The ceiling wasn't just a top cover. It played a key role in keeping the indoor temperature comfortable. Sheet by sheet, it was carefully installed, sealing the rooms above like a warm blanket, protecting the home from heat and cold. With the ceiling neatly installed, it was time to face the next big challenge: building the roof frame. This is where the structure began to look truly impressive. They lifted large wooden beams and assembled them into a strong triangular frame. The process required precision and teamwork, as even the smallest mistake could have serious consequences. Bit by bit, the roof frame took shape, covering the entire building like a guardian, ready to withstand any weather. With the roof frame standing tall, the next crucial step began: installing the waterproof layer. This isn't just a cover. It's the home's first line of defense against rain and moisture. Carefully, they rolled out a special material over the roof frame, making sure every corner was sealed tight. There could be no gaps, because this is where the home's protection truly begins. This layer serves as a vital foundation before the main roof is installed, ensuring everyone inside stays dry and warm, no matter the weather outside. With the waterproof layer perfectly in place, it was time to install the crown of the house, the metal roof tiles. Sheet by sheet, the metal panels were lifted up and carefully secured onto the sturdy roof frame. The rhythmic clinking of metal echoed like the sound of unwavering determination. These metal tiles didn't just protect against heat and rain, they also gave the house a strong, elegant final touch. With the main structure fully in place, they began adding the finishing touches: wall accents, along with doors and windows. Decorative pieces were installed to enhance the exterior, giving the house warmth and character. Before long, doors were set into each opening, as if ready to welcome anyone who walks in. Windows were added too, framing the natural light that would one day fill every corner of the rooms. The house was no longer just a structure. It was starting to feel alive.